So, before we look over last week, there's been massive chaos this weekend with the draw. Sunderland versus Newcastle, absolutely historic for the North East. I see you been winding up Sunderland fans as well. So what was your thoughts on the derby, and how do you see it going as well while we're here?
Well, obviously, before we get into any of the wind-up stuff, the derby itself is huge. It is big for both teams. I think when you look at it, a neutral point of view, I think Newcastle have so much more to lose than Sunderland, because let's say we're going to the derby, Newcastle just batter Sunderland. Let's say they win 3-0 or something. Sunderland fans have the excuse going, well, actually, a Champions League say one player in Newcastle squad costs more money than our entire team. It's not a fair situation. But the problem being is if Newcastle don't win the game, and that's where everything happens, because people, obviously we know Sunderland fans, people go to work with Sunderland fans, college, whatever it may be, you can't see around the opposition fans. So if you lose that game, you wouldn't hear the end of it. Honestly, it'll be the worst thing ever in any Newcastle point of view.
How likely is that to happen? Because Sunderland are kind of floating around. They're doing okay, not digging up any trees in the Championship this season, but they're all right. Is there any chance, do you think, or is the gulf just too big between Newcastle and Sunderland now?
Well, it will depend on the injury selection list, because at the minute, in the Newcastle squads, I still think it's good enough to beat Sunderland, but in a positive point of view, you got like Callum Wilson, Botman, I would say, a couple of extra players coming in next month. Got quite a few long-term injuries, but there's a few short-term ones as well. So you would hope that a couple of them come back. However, do we pick up more injuries? Are we up any extra injuries in there? Is going to be any further issues? Now that's something we've got to worry about. So as long as you don't pick up any major ones like say Bruno, Trippier, Joe Linton, DeBragger, second goalkeeper now, as long as you don't pick up any bad ones in those areas, I think Newcastle should still be fine in the game. Of course, on the day itself, there's going to be so much raw emotion in it, and it will be, I mean, it's been so long, it will be a proper
derby. It'll be a fire cooker.
They'll kick the crap out of each other, they'll go into it, the horrible teams are going into it. It's going to be a nasty fixture on and off the pitch. So,
do you think they're more prepared for that battle than we are? Because all I'm thinking of is I know they've got a bit of a youthful sort of squad. Newcastle's got Joelinton, Bruno, a couple of people that don't mind a meaty challenge and stuff like that. Do you think maybe the Newcastle side are probably going to be more suited to that, even though it's obviously going to be at the Stadium of Light?
Well, I think even the new signings and the players that aren't from Newcastle are fully aware how big a game is. I remember, I think it was John a year ago, so now like Bruno's playing FIFA and he's beating us, beating Sunderland, as if like Bruno knows who they are. So obviously they talk about it quite a lot in the dressing room. It's happened now. I think as soon as they got taught how the players are straight away, the local lads like to dumb it. Your long start to be telling the players straight away how big of a game this is, and all the lads that aren't from Newcastle, they'll realise and they'll know that they're in for a tough time. No, I think they'll be up for it, and I think they know exactly what they're going into. You've got to think about it as well. Our away form hasn't been great, but still, like AC Milan, PSG, Manchester United, you still got good results at tough grounds. I mean, horrible atmospheres where it's Newcastle's some of our biggest games in the past 20 years. I mean, these are huge occasions, so the players are used to these sort of situations. This one's going to be a tough one, of course, but you've got to be up for it. I think the Sunderland players feel it a bit as well. There'll be a lot of pressure on them to try and perform. But in our point of view, go out there and do your job, you'll be fine. I think as long as Newcastle play well, you'll get a result.
I mean, we'll probably touch on it nearer the time, because obviously we'll know better their injuries and stuff like that. But for me, even though I'm neutral and I do like to see Sunderland and Middlesbrough do well, I think the gulf is just too big. I think the fact that we're now Champions League and stuff like that, it's going to be no competition. I think form does go out the window a little bit when it's a derby. Like you say, it's going to be tough tackling and stuff like that. But I really see it 2-3-0 for Newcastle. But we'll see nearer the time with injuries and stuff like that. I would imagine both teams are going to have to go starting 11, full starting 11. Normally, the third round of a cup, you can see some rest and rotation. I think for this one, it's going to have to be, it's a cannot lose game. It's probably, arguably, the most important game of the season now for both teams. So amazing how that's just come out of nowhere for the North East as well. So